everyone, I'm sorry if I haven't made a video for a while. Today I'm going to make a video about why my friend Phil Person hates the movie Knocked Up. This is Film Person's rant on Knocked Up. Why Knocked Up is the weakest, why Knocked Up sucks, and why Knocked Up is a bad movie. This is what he thinks, and I am making this video for him. This is not what all I think, it's all his opinion. Film Person is pissed off about this movie being called the best movie of any performance of all time, and that is how much he hates Knocked Up. He says Knocked Up is the worst performance of any performance of any kind of actor who was in it. He is sick of and tired of everyone talking about how successful this movie is, how it was brought up, how positive people say about this movie, the way this movie is mentioned, how obsessive this movie is, the way it gets attention, love, obsession, and the way everyone makes this movie higher in any performance list of any kind of actor who were in it, which pisses Film Person off. Film Person says Knocked Up deserves to be the lowest in all lists because he says people obsess about this movie because of the two main characters have sex together and because of having a baby. Because they decide to have a baby. He says that this is the kind of movie that the whole world is obsessed about because of the way it happens in real life. Being knocked up, I mean. Yeah, he says people only pay attention to this movie and not to other Seth Rogen movies or any other movies that he says are better than this movie because of the plot and because of the two main characters made a baby because they love each other way too much and decide to have unprotected sex. And Film Person says that this is how much people obsess about this movie and keep loving it too much. He was like, whoa, this is way too much. You guys need to stop obsessing about this movie. Give it a break. Watch other movies besides Knocked Up. I'm sorry if I keep moving this camera too much. Anyways, he says it is like Knocked Up is an addiction and a drug of anyone who is obsessed with this movie. He thinks people who like and love this movie and hate movies that Film Person likes are evil. But I don't think it's true. Everyone has opinions on movies, not facts. Yeah, Film Person even says Knocked Up is not good in the first place. It is what he says. He even says Knocked Up flopped. He even yelled at me, let's forget and ignore Knocked Up exists. Because he wants Knocked Up to be forgotten forever. Yeah, and he is criticizing this movie to show other people who like this movie how it feels to have a movie they love get criticized. So, and yeah, all of you, I know, all might say, what are you talking about? This movie is good. This video of yours sucks. How dare you guys hate this movie? I don't know about you, but no thank you. I like this movie. Your opinion on this movie sucks. You should not criticize or rant on this movie. You are gonna get criticized about making this video. This movie is better than any other movie and better than what you think. Everyone is awesome in this movie, unlike you. This movie is not the weakest. This movie doesn't suck. You suck. You are my least favorite YouTuber. You're supposed to like this movie. You are evil but not liking this movie. I will rant on you for ranting on this movie. Something like those. If you like this movie, that is okay with me. I don't hate this movie. It's just I'm neutral about this movie. I'm sorry if it darkened. So, like I said, if you like this movie, that is great. Film Person attacks people for liking this film because of the way people do the same to him on his favorite movies. So, anyways, shall we begin the video? Yes, we shall. Here are the top 10 reasons why Film Person hates Knocked Up and why it's the weakest and why it's a bad movie. The number 10 is the way he thinks this movie is taking over the world. The way that the whole world keeps mentioning this movie makes Film Person think this movie is taking over the world by making the whole world only pay attention to this movie and not to other films, and taking advantage of them by manipulating them to like this movie and not like other movies. Well, he says this movie doesn't deserve the attention, love, or the obsession it gets. Number 9 is people who like this movie attack Film Person for not liking this movie. Every time when people attack him for not liking Knocked Up and keep saying they like that movie and say positive things about it, he screams at them saying they are saying those things just to upset him, and he said negative things about Knocked Up and he hates that movie just so he can win and not let anyone beat him up on it. He felt attacked by people defending Knocked Up and felt like his ears are bleeding and feeling like he is gonna have a heart attack and felt like he was gonna cry and felt heated up because of the way he feels like they won't let him have an opinion on this film. People who attack him for not liking Knocked Up really hurts him so much, like when people attack him for not liking Titanic or Wreck-It Ralph. It really hurts him so much as well. And he feels like this movie is even turning everyone against him because of the way they obsess about this movie. Number 8 is every time when this movie is mentioned, it gives him jealousy and darkness in his heart. When Film Person expects everyone to talk about other films and not Knocked Up, that is not Knocked Up, he gets pissed off when people bring up Knocked Up because of his hatred of that movie and the way people keep talking about that movie. Yeah, he feels like everyone expect him to like this movie because they like that movie way too much and keep attacking him for not liking this movie way too much, which he expects them to stop doing that, but it never stops. Number 7 is he doesn't find this movie funny. When he watched this movie the first time, he got jealous of the two main characters because they had a kid after being stupid by having unprotected sex. No offense to people who like this movie. Well, he does like movies that have sex, but not movies like Knocked Up. Number 6 is he is jealous of the movie and the actors who were in this movie. He hates everyone's characters in Knocked Up. This is no joke. He hates everyone's characters in this movie. Yeah, he hates Seth Rogen's character and Katherine Heigl's character. Film Person wants to be in this movie, but no, everyone is also obsessed about this movie because of the actors and their characters because of their performance. He is jealous, so jealous because of the way people respect this movie and the way people have this movie get away with being the best movie of all time. Which Film Person says is not true. He says Knocked Up is the opposite of the best movie of all time. He says this movie deserves the hate and criticism it gets because he doesn't want the whole world to have anything to do with this movie. Number 5 is Film Person thinks this movie has got something to do with other films getting criticized. Whenever he sees comments about people criticizing his favorite movies, he would post back at them, "No, Knocked Up is a bad movie. It's overrated garbage movie." Something like that. He thinks Knocked Up blames the criticism on films he loves and gets extremely mad whenever this movie gets love while his favorite movies get criticized. But he says Knocked Up needs to have more criticism and hate it gets, and his favorite films need more love it gets, all ASAP. Number 4 is too much actors that Film Person knows of, like Seth Rogen, Katherine Heigl, Paul Rudd, Leslie Mann, Jason Segel, Jay Baruchel, Jonah Hill, Craig Robinson, James Franco, and the other actors are the actors Film Person that I know of. He likes it when some of these actors were in movies like that Film Person says that are better than Knocked Up, like The 40-Year-Old Virgin, something like that. He likes when these actors in this movie are in other movies better than Knocked Up. Number 3 is it's the only Seth Rogen performance that Katherine Heigl was ever in. Film Person is jealous of Katherine Heigl in this movie because she is the second main character behind Seth Rogen, which pisses Film Person off and he hates it. He even says Knocked Up ruins the comedy studios of any actor, something like that. Number 2 is the IMDb cast. He says the IMDb cast of this movie, he hates the IMDb cast of this movie because of a male as the first main character, a female as a second main character, and another male as a third main character, and it goes on. Film Person hates IMDb casts that are like that, like Knocked Up, because he finds this IMDb cast obsessive, and that is why everyone is obsessed with this movie. And the number 1 is other films are better than Knocked Up. Other Seth Rogen movies Film Person likes better than Knocked Up are The Night Before, Pineapple Express, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, Fanboys, 50-50, Steve Jobs, Long Shot, The Disaster Artist, This Is the End, The Interview, and, of course, Superbad. Those movies make him feel better to watch than Knocked Up because he says those movies are not obsessive as he thinks they are. He says Knocked Up is the only film that is obsessive because he hates everyone who likes this movie. And that was it for today about why Film Person hates Knocked Up, why he says it's the weakest comedy movie of all time, something like that. Post a comment, subscribe, ring a bell for notification, and I will see you all next time. Bye.